Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, which most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. Hello and welcome. My name is Michelle Kelly. This is Be in the Change. Be the change. I am the change. I started this in 2019 as my New Year's resolution, stating out loud I was breaking up with fear, I was breaking up with shame, and I was breaking up with guilt, followed by a weekly video for an entire year. I am 4.5 years through. I'm on my fifth year. So breaking up with fear, shame, and guilt is not that easy, is what I'm finding out. It is still with me. It is lessening. It's still there, and I have to work on it every single day. So I said I would do a video once a week, every week for an entire year, and I've managed to do that for over 4.5 years. No, almost 4.5 years. I haven't missed 1 week. I am consistent, I am reliable, and I am dependable. And I do what I say, and my words match my actions, which is really not that easy to do, by the way. 2020 was to be kinder and more compassionate to myself and others, which I'm still working on. 2021 was to break up with processed sugar, which, the breakup with the sugar, I don't know why I said processed, but breaking up with sugar was really, really hard to do on my own and by myself. And I am now on May the 6th, today is May the 4th, but on May the 6th, I am going to have 1 year of complete abstinence from sugar, flour, wheat, and caffeine, which is truly a miracle. So even though I kind of started in 2021, I wasn't able to officially really get started this way. And I'm in FAA, which is a 12-step program for Food Addicts Anonymous. And I need support doing this. And I need to talk to other people who are doing this to give me ideas and suggestions. But it's actually getting to the root instead of just like putting a Band-Aid on something. So it's actually going to the root of the issue, which my sugar addiction is a food addiction. And with the flour and the wheat, they trigger the sugar and all of it. It's just like this vicious circle that you can't get out of, that I couldn't get out of my own without a plan and without support. And so I have that now. So it's so much easier. And so that was 2021. 2022 was to attach an income to what it is that I do. And I told you guys I wrote a song years ago, Hey Cole Swindell, So Worth the Whiskey. It's on iTunes and Spotify, and I got a little bit of royalties for that. So I'm able to keep it on Spotify and YouTube still. So if you get a chance, please check it out. I also forgot to mention last week that I got some money from Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, for things I've been posting. I got $25 in my account this year. So that was huge because I've never gotten paid to be an influencer. So I got $25. They kept sending me invoices last year, but I guess they don't write a check unless it's more than $25. So I think it was like 26 something. But anyway, so I got that. So that is hopeful. But even so, that was my last year's New Year's resolution, and it wasn't coming true until this year. So everything that I think is supposed to happen right now, right away, delayed response. It's a delayed response. It doesn't happen like this, and I want it to. I always wanted everything yesterday. It's very hard for me to be patient and to wait. And then for this year, it was not to weigh myself every single day. And I started weighing myself every other day as my New Year's resolution. And then a little over a month ago, I was able to put away my scale, which was huge because this angel told me I wasn't trusting God and I wasn't trusting myself. So that helped me put the scale away, and I took the batteries out. So it's in the back of my closet, and it's replaced with a little plaque. And I was going to bring it up and I totally forgot that there's a little girl holding on to a teddy bear, and Jesus is kneeling in front of her, like asking her for the teddy bear. I think he has one hand asking her for the bear, and he has one hand behind his back with a huge bear. Like, I have something way better for you if you just hand this to me first. But the hardest part is really trusting and believing that. And, you know, we all grew up in a world where it said, don't quit your job until you have another job. Don't get rid of your car until you have another car. Like, always get the next thing before you let go of the thing that you have, which is total fear. And I've lived like that my whole life. And I wasn't able to live like that anymore. I had to not. And it was as a result of a car accident that I got into in 2019. I could not go back to work. That was the first time in my life where I could not suck it up anymore. And it was so scary to say, I don't know what's on the other side, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I was able to do that a couple times in my life, but I forget those times. I forget what I do. And a lot of times what I tend to focus on is what I don't have, what I haven't gotten yet, and fear. So I'm slowly releasing that. And what that is doing for me, as I'm releasing things, it is making space for new to come in. So I think a lot of times by holding on to the old, I was blocking the new from coming in. So one thing I want to share with you is, like, imagine a house with empty rooms. You're more likely to get furniture for an empty room than you are for a room that already has furniture in it, even if you hate the furniture. You're like, oh, I'll get it later. I'll get it later. When you see an empty room, you are making space for it to come in. And that's what I have learned how to do, is how to make space. Excuse me. It's very scary. It's very bold, and not a lot of people are able to do it. And, you know, it's so easy to tell somebody, why don't you just? And I can't just for anyone anymore. It made me physically sick. It made me mentally and emotionally sick. And a lot of times when I can't deal with my life, it comes out in my body. And, you know, our issues are in our tissues, which is in your body. So I'm learning how to release all that. And it's a lot of work. I am telling you guys, it is a full-time job taking care of myself to be well. Last week I went to Texas. I had a great time with my brother, with his family, the quinceanera. I didn't go. They were doing this thing at Maggiano's, and then came back to their house and had a big party after. So I didn't go to Maggiano's because the only thing I can really eat there is asparagus. So I didn't want to go to a restaurant and just sit there, and it was with a lot of people that I didn't know. So I'd have to sit there and like make small talk, which is exhausting for me. I'm really deep, but I like to talk about real stuff, and not everybody's able to do that yet, and I totally get it, but I am. So when I go to things like that, I have to not be myself in order to be there. Not I don't have to be myself, but I am myself wherever I go, unapologetically now. But it does take a lot of energy to be around people who aren't able to do that. So I stayed back at the house. I was able to make my own dinner, and I let in the DJ, which we're now friends on Instagram. I let in the guys who were coming to make tacos. I let in the people who brought the cake, and that was perfect for me. I love doing that. So I got to be there and help out in another way. So it's just, I'm learning to ask for what I need and what I want without being embarrassed. When I went to my brother's, he paid for me to go there, him and his wife. And I was saying Jalissa, it's Jalisa. It's a long story, I'll tell you, but it's Jalisa. And so anyway, I was able to go there. They flew me there. My plane was late. I ended up going. I lost my glasses. Still didn't find my glasses yet, but I was able to tell them, I'm so grateful for you flying me here and paying for my flight. However, I'm going to need a car while I'm here, and I can't afford to rent one. And my brother was like, Michelle, we have a car here all the time. I work from home. Sometimes Jaleesa works from home. There's always a car here, so you can take a car. So that was great, because the old Michelle would be so embarrassed to ask. He paid to fly me there. How could I ask to borrow his car too? And then I said, I'm on my special way of eating and I need to use your kitchen, and I eat a lot of food. And they said, okay. And they saw me. I was in their kitchen more than they were, and they were okay with it. So I had to do all these things that before I would just think I was ungrateful if I asked to do anything more than they already paid for my flight. What more do I want? So they were very accommodating. And what I was able to do, I was there, my brother, they lent me cars twice, and I got to meet a girlfriend that I met on Zoom through the pandemic in Texas. We were 2 hours away. She drove an hour, I drove an hour, and it was magical that we got to meet in person, and it was wonderful. So that was huge. And I want to share with you guys one last thing. I told you that I'm going to be teaching line dancing for syncrecovery.org. It's SYNC recovery.org. I'm starting on May the 10th. I'm teaching line dancing in Royersford, Pennsylvania. You are all invited. I know not everybody's going to come because not everybody lives near me, but it is for anybody who's been affected by the disease of addiction, or they are now calling it substance abuse disorder. But if anybody you knew was an alcoholic, boss, friend, you knew somebody, and you were, if you know anybody, you're affected by it. Or if you know somebody who's in recovery, which you know me, and I'm in recovery, so that's your way in. But it's starting on May 10th. It's going to be on Wednesday nights from 6 until 8 p.m. And we are going to dance for an hour, beginner's line dancing. We're going to have a guided meditation for 6 minutes. And then I'm going to read out of my little book, The Language of Letting Go, that I shared with you guys before, which is a daily meditation read. They have a reading for each day, the date, and it's how to be kind to yourself, which most of us did not learn how to do. So we're going to have that and just talk a little bit, and I'm so excited for that. And I went to my eyeglass place today, and I invited the entire office, all the girls from my physical therapy. Hopefully they're going to be able to make it. The girls from the eyeglass place are coming. Like wherever I go, I'm telling everyone, you are invited. And I am all about the more the merrier. Wherever I go, you are invited. And I don't know whatever happened that I want to include everybody. I think I was excluded a lot, and I knew how painful it was and how much it hurt. So I never wanted to not invite people. I always wanted people to come where I am. And so this is a personal invitation. I'm teaching on Wednesday nights for the month of May so far. I'm hoping it's going to go in June. I just found out last week that I'm going to be getting space in King of Prussia, which is amazing, to do more things for Sync Recovery there. And on the 13th and the 27th, I think it is. I'm not sure the exact date. 13th and the 27th, I am doing, on the 13th, I'm doing a vision board workshop. That's a Saturday. I hope it's a Saturday. I'm getting my dates mixed up. Vision board workshop with a guided meditation. And then we're doing letting go boxes, which this is one of my boxes that I made. It does say pray on it, but some people are not cool with the whole God thing, and I totally get it. So a letting go box or a manifestation box. So we're going to be doing that on the 27th of May, and that is in East Greenville. So I'm going to put the links above so you guys can see and check on it. But there's no charge for it. They're nonprofit, and they do take donations, so they could really use support. But the one thing I love about Sync Recovery is if you ever need community service, if you got in trouble with the law because of alcohol, because of drugs, because of mental illness, you're invited to the things that they do. And they have more events. I'm just doing these, but they go hiking, they're going skydiving. If you need community service, you can get community service time by coming to their events. They are not shaming people on the side of the road picking up trash. Like, they are changing the stigma about addiction, the disease of addiction, and that we need to have creative outlets to express ourselves instead of harming and hurting themselves and harming and hurting ourselves. So I love that. So if you guys are able to donate to syncrecovery.org, so appreciative. What they're doing to change the stigma about addiction and the shame is just amazing to me, and I'm so grateful to be a part of that. So I hope to see you all, and thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned, stay safe, and I'll see you all next week.